So today's lesson is on how to create and really do a great job on your EasyBib note cards. So last night's homework, you had to read an article called The Ends of the World as We Know Them by Jared Diamond. And perhaps you watched a video by Jared Diamond also where he talked about the 5 causes of the collapse of civilizations. So today's lesson has 6 parts. Just discuss a testimonial of a former alumnus of New Canaan High School talking about some of the things they remember from high school. We're also going to talk a little bit about highlighting and marginalia, and we're going to talk about how to create a note card and what goes in a note card and what it looks like in real life for an article that you read. So we're going to use the Diamond article as an example, and we're going to briefly talk about lessons learned. So for the testimonial, this is a true story. Several years ago, I put a Facebook post up and asked alumnus to talk a little bit about how they felt that their NCHS education prepared them for 21st century citizenship. Did we teach them to be collaborative, creative, respectful, reflective? Did we teach them to make sound decisions, to publish their work to the world, and to be participatory learners? And if yes, please post comments below. And this was just one of the many responses we got, and they were really, really great responses, but here's one of them. And this is from Jenna Kathleen, and she said, my NCHS education taught me the basics of how to be a successful student, how to write, read, research, and calculate. It set me up to be able to achieve in college and beyond. Being a teacher in a low-income school district, I see just how amazing my NCHS education was. Our access to technology and learning 21st century skills is unparalleled. The little things are what made the difference. I can still remember the research presentations the library did for us that taught me how to effectively use the multitude of available resources. So you have a packet that we're probably distributing right about now, and this is what's inside. You will find that you have a front cover, and it's just an empty blank template of all of the parts that you will see in your note card once you open it online. And on the flip side of that is an explanation of what goes in the cells. So you can see it's a rubric, and on the left-hand column is the excellent side. So if you have any question about what needs to go into those boxes once you open them up, and I'll show you shortly what those boxes look like, you should look to this model to give you a sense. Okay, another thing in your packet you will find is a sample note card. This one is created for the Jared Diamond article. Now you're going to create one tomorrow for the Maya article that you have been assigned. Now, the last part of that packet is it's what we call the online crap test, and it's available on our website under the research tab on the left-hand side. And it explains the parts of the crap test, so the currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and the purpose. And if you don't really understand those elements, that packet is there to help you. And that packet is also available in this slideshow, which I am currently narrating. Now, one of the things you will need to do first before you do anything else is highlight and margin and basically write in your article. So this is my example of how I did it with the ends of the world as we know them. You're going to be assigned an article about Mayan civilization, and you're going to have to do this for your article on the Mayan civilization. So you can see that I've gone to the main points, and I don't highlight the whole document, and I make more than one highlight on a page in most cases. So I've been very thoughtful about reading through and really considering what are the important parts. I have to tell you that this is a very difficult skill to master. The tendency is to do everything or nothing, and finding the important parts is part of the research process. So now I'm going to show you how to create a note card, and then you'll understand better what the document that you're holding represents. So here, we are going to log into EasyBib and sign in with Google and choose the accept button. And one of the things you have to make sure of is that you have your premium account set up. So go to your name in the top corner and click on coupon codes and enter the coupon code. Now I can't spell it out in this video, but that coupon code QR code and that shortened URL will help you find it. Now you're going to look for the bibliography that you've created for this project. If you haven't done so, then of course you must do that first. I have one that I already started. So here I'm going to choose bibliography, and you can see that I've already got some sources in that bibliography. If I have no sources in my bibliography, then I can't create a note card. I have to have a citation in order to create a note card from it, and I'm going to show you why. So this is how you get from the bibliography to the notebook. I'm going to show you that again because it's a little tricky. So if you're in the notebook, this is how you get back to the bibliography. And I'm going to do that again. If you're in the bibliography and you want to go back to the notebook, there you are. So now we're going to create a new note. And you'll see that you have fields here that represent exactly what you saw on what you have on your sheet. So see that drop-down menu? That's important. Those are the citations in your works cited. So you want to make sure that you have citations in your bibliography. Those are the citations that appear in that drop-down menu. If you're on my projects page and you want to go straight to your works cited, or your note cards rather, you can choose bibliography, or you can choose the notebook and go directly to your notebook. Again, back to the bibliography. I know that I've insisted on this several times, but I can't tell you how often students text me and say, wait, I don't know how to get to the notebook or to the note cards in EasyBib. So I wanted to make sure that that was clear. All right. So now you understand how to get to the note cards. Now the big question is, what do you write in your note card? And yes, you have in your packet an explanation and a rubric, but sometimes you need a little bit more reinforcement. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about what goes in the parts of the note card. In the title, I don't want you to spend more than 30 seconds on it. For the source, remember that you are selecting from the sources you already cited in your works cited, or your bibliography. The quote is pretty simple. You're going to copy and paste if it's online, and if it's in print, then you're just going to quote directly from the text. The paraphrasing is just 1 or 2 sentences, a summary describing the source itself. All right, now you have spent a total of 2 minutes on these 4 boxes. I really want you to zoom through this, go super fast. If you're belaboring it, you're spending too much time, you're hemming and hawing, you can't decide, move on, just move on. The title, you can leave it blank, you can come back and do it later. The source is important, but you already have created that, so that's not taking any work. A quote is largely a copy and paste activity, and paraphrasing is just 1 or 2 sentences. Boom, you're done. And I'll tell you why. Because this is important. The comment is really where you want to spend time. You have to analyze your resources. This is so much more than the crap test. It's the crap test plus. Okay, so yes, you have to focus on the crap test, but you also have to answer to the following question. So, question 1, what is valuable about the source? Question 2, what did you learn from this source? And I do mean you, not somebody else. How does this source fit into your research puzzle? I'll give you an idea. A student texted me not long ago saying, can I copy and paste the author biography into my comments on my note card? And the answer is unequivocally no. And I'll tell you why. Because there should be nothing in here that could be copy and pasting. It has to be completely original. It has to be yours. You have to own it. And it has to be about your relationship and your thinking about this resource in terms of the project that you are creating. And it has to be completely original. So no 2 people in this room or in any room sitting side by side can give the same response. And that's why I don't want any copying and pasting here. There's space for copying and pasting, not in this box. What is the relationship between this and your other sources? So definitely talk about how they work together. How will the source help you complete this assignment? And I do, again, mean you and this assignment. What questions does the source raise? and what should you research next? All right. The identifier is very complicated language for a URL if it's online or a page number if it's in print. And I don't even want you to worry about group and tags for now. We'll get to this later. So that's what we write in your note card. So here's the deal. This is what it looks like in real life, and I'm not going to read you a note card. What I want you to do is actually examine one that was created about an article that you've already read. So I want you to, you're going to decide whether each passage that's marked by highlighted footnote on the sample note card best addresses currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, or purpose. So those are the elements of the CRAP test. And you're going to circle your selection on the answer sheet and explain your choice in the space provided. Here's what it looks like. So here's your article, and you'll note that there are 7 highlighted footnotes and that there are corresponding footnotes on the answer sheet. So number 1 corresponds with number 1 on the footnote. Now, so see where it says Jared Diamond is a Pulitzer Prize winning author and a professor of geography at UCLA. So that first footnote, Jared Diamond is a Pulitzer Prize winning author. We have to figure out which part of the CRAP test it matches, it best addresses. So we go back to our answer sheet. And frankly, I think it's authority. So you can circle authority, and then you're going to write why you think it is authority. And there we go. And then you can go to number 2. He's a professor at UCLA, and you are going to take it from here. Your activity, we're going to talk about the lessons learned, and you should share those with your teacher.